Okay, we just had fire alarm after fire alarm, and I've tried to make this video 4 times, so hopefully this time the fire alarm will not go off. Anyways, we're going to do some more challenging algebraic kind of solution problems, and I'll show you what I mean here. See how both of these have x's involved? Both logarithms have x's involved, where the one that we did a second ago in video, whatever it was, 2, one of them just had a 4, which makes it solving, the solving portion of the problem a little bit easier because you can leave the term that's being squared until you isolate it, and then you can just take the square root of both sides, right? But if both of them have an x involved, here's what this problem starts looking like. Well, we got to get this guy on the left side. So first thing I would do is add a log base 5 of x plus 117 to both sides. And this is what it starts looking like. All right. Okay, so that step, pretty obvious. And then when you have the addition of two logarithms, you can multiply the x minus 7 times the x plus 117. So I get log base 5 of x minus 7 times x plus 117, and that's equal to 3. Now that I have one logarithm, I can rewrite it in terms of exponents. So I'm going to go 5 to the third power. 5 to the third power is equal to x minus 7 times x plus 117. Sorry for the interruption. Part of that fire alarm business that I was telling you about.
Only report to the commons once the bell rings, and other students can report to their regular classes throughout the building. Thank you.
Okay, so I get 125 from 5 cubed, 125. And on the other side, I have to expand this because, there's no way to like take the cube root of both sides or anything like that. So here we go. I get an x squared to start things off. I get positive 117x, so plus 117x minus 7x. And then 7 times 117, let's see, if it was 7, oh geez, I better just do it. 117 times 7, let's see, that's 49. I put the 4 up here, 7 and 4 more is 11. Then I carry the 1, I get 7, 8, so 819. Okay, so we got minus 819. All right, well, I've got an x squared and an x term. This is where we've got to use a quadratic formula, or we've got to factor, but we need to use something called the zero product property. The zero product property relies on us having 0 on one side of the equation. So I'm going to subtract 125 from both sides. I'm also going to add my like terms in here. So I get x squared plus 110x, right? 117x minus 7x. And then I'm subtracting 125. So this is going to become, let's see, minus 125. So I get, 14, carry the 1, I get 4, and then 944. Holy smokes. All right, so if we're going to try to factor this thing, right, we're going to try to factor it to solve it or use a quadratic formula. See, again, before I go into factoring, if I have one factor that's equal to 0, that's going to solve my equation, right? So that's why if I can factor this quadratic, I'm pretty much home free, right? Well, oh boy. Maybe this is time to use a little technology, right? Because do I want to think of the factors of 944 that are going to subtract to give me 110? I don't think so. So I'm going to go over to Desmos, or at least try to. Let's see here. Here we go. And I'm going to put that equation in. And I go, oh geez, look at this stuff. It's all over. Can't see where I'm at here. Hide that. I want to put x squared plus 117x minus 944. And let's zoom out. Oh, geez. Oh, no, that's an irrational number. Oh, boy. See how, like, this algebraically is way more difficult to solve. It looks like I've got two irrational numbers, like, I mean, they're rounding them to something here, but, ugh, man. I did not anticipate that. So my only choice at this point is to just go back and double check, make sure I'm not missing something. I'm adding it to the other side. Yeah, I think this is what I gotta do. So I'm scrapping the idea of factoring because I saw nasty numbers over there, and I'm gonna go opposite of b, plus or minus square root of b squared, 110 squared, minus 4 times 1 times negative 944. And I have another idea here. All over 2 times 1. Let's go back and look at Pearson. And you see how it says select the answer choice. There's a solution. Okay, so the solution set is, and it says simplify your answer, type an exact answer, use comma. Oh boy. So that means we're going to have to keep going here. We're going to have to simplify this. So negative 4 times 944 plus 110 squared. So I'm getting back over to Desmos, and I'm going to do 110 squared plus, it was 944 times 4. 944 times 4, that gives me, whoa, 15,876. Man, this is nasty. So I get x equals negative 110 plus or minus square root of 15,876, and that's all over 2. Oh, geez, this is terrible. So let's try this. Let's take 15,876 and divide it by 4. Oh, look at that. 4 goes in there. How about something bigger, like 16? No, 16 doesn't go in there. How about 36? No, 30, or not 136, 36. Oh, look at that. 36 goes into there. Now I'm a little worried. 441 looks a little familiar to me. What's the square root of 441? Well, I don't know if anything's going to go into that. Let's just try real quick. 441 divided by 49? Oh, look at that. What? So the fact that I'm getting perfect squares that divide into 15,876 makes me feel like the square root of 15,876 is a perfect square. 15,876 is a perfect square, so I get 126. So right over here, it looked irrational. My answer looked irrational when I was looking at the graph, but now I see that it's just 126 here, and so we are going to get rational numbers. Subtract 110 from a positive 126, you're going to get 16, so we get 16 over 2. Man, I must have typed something wrong into Desmos. Oh, look at this. I put 117. It's 110. Doggone it. So I get negative 118, and I get 8. And I was just about ready to get 8 right here. See how the quadratic formula gives me an 8 right there? And then if I go negative 110 minus 126, let me just write that down because I just did that in my head on the other one. All over 2, that gives me 236 negative, divided by 2, which is that negative 118 number, negative 118. So I'm getting 8 and negative 118. Do you see that? Negative 118 and 8. So if I go back over here, let's see. I'm going to try it. It says type it in and separate it with a comma. So I'm getting 8 and negative 118. Let me just double check. I got 8, negative 118. Hit check answer. Uh-oh, I'm typing something in wrong. Simplify your answer, type an exact answer. Use a comma to separate your answers as needed. Did I miss negative 118, positive 8? So I'm missing something over here. We're going to talk about it in class, try to figure it out. Thanks for watching the video. Appreciate it.